My name's Tia Oso. I am a native to Arizona. I'm actually from Mesa, Arizona, a third generation resident of Mesa. So my mom was born there. My grandmother and her sister moved to Mesa in the 40s. And so growing up there, before Mesa, before the area of town where they lived was incorporated into the city limits, it's actually the segregated area of town. It's a historic neighborhood called Washington Escobedo, and they were some of the first residents there. And it's the only area of town where African Americans and Latinos were allowed to own property and live at the time when Mesa in Arizona as a whole was first getting started. Growing up African American in Mesa was really eye-opening, especially being in a neighborhood that was segregated. And so as a young child, all of my friends were either black or Mexican, and the elementary school and the preschool that I went to was mostly black and Mexican also. But then as I get into junior high, that's why it was my first experience at going to school with mostly Anglos, and it was really hostile, both socially and even institutionally. From my peers, I was, called names and experienced discrimination. And then even from like teachers and faculty, myself and my friends, my African American friends in the school were targeted for, harsher discipline than other students. My mom had to come and advocate with me several times because of just the way that I was received at the school. We actually started Black Student Union at my junior high, at Keno Junior High, as a result of some of the things that we were experiencing as students there. I was definitely called the N-word many times, called out of my name, teased, and just generally experienced a lot of racist persecution. And then also with Arizona not having the MLK holiday, nationally there was a lot of a focus on like what is the environment like in Arizona, and particularly again in Mesa. Our Mesa City Council voted against having the Martin Luther King holiday and recognizing like the contributions of civil rights leaders. So growing up in that type of environment, I was always very aware of the fact that, racism isn't over, it exists, and that we have to work and organize in our communities to resist it. And learning my history was a big part of me really understanding that. My mom made sure that I knew Black history, that I read books outside of school because she knew I wasn't going to be learning it in the public school system, and would, teach us different facts and have us read books and watch different documentaries and things on TV to make sure that we really understood the importance and the significance of the civil rights movement, and that we had a personal responsibility and a part to play in it if we wanted to, work against discrimination and hate and things like that. Well, I would say what it's like to be Black in Arizona in 2013 is this is the land of opportunity. But we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do and a lot of opportunities, politically, socially, to come together, to dialogue. We have amazing history here, and anybody that you talk to, whether they have been here for generations or just got here, there's so much strength and so much diversity. And in Arizona, people come from all over the place, and so we have people from the Midwest and from the South and from California and from the North, and internationally, people who've come to Arizona. And so we have like this kind of clash and this like meld of cultures and language and experience and history that comes together. And I see it as, like I said, like the land of opportunity. And it's very unique and it's very exciting, but it can also be very challenging and very isolating, growing up and just living, in a state that is still, a bastion for racism, for discrimination, for the type of politics that pit people against one another. And so I feel like there are challenges, but there are also great opportunities, and there's diversity, but there's a lot of work to be done in, gaining understanding and connecting as well.